Hello, and welcome to Culture Shock, the pop culture podcast brought to you by four aging millennials and our outdated opinions. I'm your host, Doug, and with me as always is...
Hey, I'm Adrian, and when I grow up, I want to be a blitzball.
I'm Corey. Let's get to it, brother.
I'm Mike, and I'm only here to see how the story unfolds. Any self-respecting leading man would do the same.
And in case that wasn't enough, we're talking about all the Final Fantasy games, not just Final Fantasy X. You guys all did quotes from 10.
Nope. Mine was from 12.
Oh, wait.
Ew.
When? Oh, you were both here. Right. Good
Wow,
job. Yeah, good
Mike's
point. Good
going
point.
to Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, I did not expect that.
Ew.
I almost went with Sephiroth.
Listen, Balthier is like my favorite character out of all the games.
Ew.
Well, I'll have a fun fact for you when we're in the episode about him.
What the fuck are you
Anyway.
doing with fun facts?
Oh, that's just something I know off the top of my head, man.
Hey, you said to bring it.
Yeah, he said to bring it, and we're talking about video games. I'm chock full of fun facts. No research needed.
Yeah, video games is all you, brother.
All right, so like I said, we're going to talk about just Final Fantasy games. What is a Final Fantasy, and why are there 15 of them?
Is there any connective tissue between the worlds, aside from 10 and 10-2?
There are two characters that actually link a lot of the universe.
Oh, I know one of them.
Link is from Zelda.
Yeah, we already did that episode.
No. Actually, in the
Actually, there
original
is a link.
versions of Final Fantasy, was
The
it
very
one or
first
two?
One.
In one, there is a tombstone in in the elf village that you get to saying
Here
"Rest
lies
in peace,
Link."
Link." Yeah, here lies
Ah,
Link.
see, there's the link.
Yeah, the missing link. We found it. Alert the scientists.
So is one of the characters you're going to mention Sid?
No,
Okay.
that's just the thing. The
That's
two
just the thing,
characters they're secret bosses. One you'll recognize if you play Final Fantasy VI. It's the octopus guy. I actually kind of forget his name.
Yeah, I assume it's Kraken.
No, nothing like that. I'll look it up because it's a funny name, but he's just somebody I
Release the
forget. The other
Kraken.
one is Gilgamesh. He is a transdimensional weapon collector who literally teleports between dimensions collecting great weapons. In FF12, you actually see him as he's the final secret boss, and he has Cloud's Buster sword, Sephiroth's sword, Titus's weapon, because he went around and killed them all and took them.
Titus weapon.
But yeah,
Thank you for saying Titus.
Yeah, I'm going to call him Titus. Fuck you, Pete.
Titus.
If you say Titus, stop listening and never come back.
Corey, you have any thoughts on that?
Titus.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to say I disagree.
Oh, I disagree with you leaving, yes.
Corey's starting to agree with me about it at this
Yeah,
point.
this
He's
is
like, "Oh, maybe they
dangerous."
shouldn't.
Maybe on this one because it's Titus.
This is the hill that Corey's dying on.
Oh.
All the other times he said I disagree, but nope, it's Titus. If you say
Don't
otherwise,
fuck with Final
leave.
Fantasy X.
But so, how many of the games have you guys all played? Corey, we'll start with you.
Oh God, I think I've played most of the modern American releases since the beginning. I know I've played the first couple. I know I played 3 was actually 4 in America or something.
3 was 6.
2 was actually 4. 3 was
2
6.
was 4.
Oh god,
So
here
I
we
played
go.
the American versions of those, and then everything from 7 on.
Okay, so you played 4, 6, 7, and up. All right.
Yes.
I've played 7 total.
Which ones?
4, which I think you said is 2 over in
Yeah.
wherever. Yeah.
R4 was there
No,
too.
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
4 is okay. 2
Yeah.
here is 4 there.
Okay, so which one's 4?
If you played 4, then you played 4.
Okay, then I
There is
played 4.
no fuck up there.
Wait, which one's with the Chronicles with Chrono Trigger?
That's 4.
Okay, that I played.
It was
that
only
one.
on the Super Nintendo that they were called 2 and 3. Ever since then, they've released them correctly here. So if you played 3 or 4, like if you played 3, but like recently, you played the real
Okay.
3 that wasn't even released in America until like 10 years ago.
So I played 4, I played 7 and the 7 remake. I played 10 and 10-2. I played 12 and 13, and I played a little bit of 15. I couldn't keep playing it.
I just haven't had the chance to get through 15 or 7 remake yet. It's just so much time.
All the Final Fantasies have had like go to this world and walk all this time and fight all these things while you're walking. but Final Fantasy 15 has so much just driving in a car and cooking food that I just couldn't do it.
Dude, you have to drive in a car and cook food? Fucking sign me up.
Yeah, bro, it has
motherfucker.
everything.
It's like Grand Theft Auto meets Breath of the Wild.
No. Driving is like good though in this game, right?
Whoa, well, I don't think
No.
the driving mechanics in GTA are really that bad.
Oh no, driving in Final Fantasy 15 sucks.
I can't really say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I played 5 minutes of GTA 4, and then I played San Andreas and 3 and Vice City.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. I will say that the driving mechanics in the older GTA games sucked.
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto 5, the driving's actually really smooth.
And I'll never know.
Yeah, I beat Final Fantasy 15. I spent hours on that fight with the turtle with Adamantoids.
Oh man, that takes days
That's
to beat
13.
sometimes.
That's 13.
No, it's 15.
No, it's
There's a
15.
giant turtle.
13 might have it as well, but
There's a monstrous sized turtle called.
yeah, he's like the
Adamantoid
size.
in
He
13.
has like a mountain on his back.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
have
it's in
to
15
actually
as well.
farm them.
You fight him in 15.
Oh, okay, so they just made him a giant fucking. They just made the Adamantoid.
He's one of the
a
first
massive fucking
bosses,
group.
and he's about 15 hours into the game.
Yeah,
Yeah, Final Fantasy.
he has like 1 million HP.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. When that game first came out, it took certain people 3 straight days to beat him.
Yeah,
Wow.
and the worst part is like I was fighting him for I think 2.5 hours, and he knocked me back so far that his health reset. So yeah, he can do that too.
And you beat the game, huh?
I beat the game. You think Dark Souls is hard?
Respect. A lot of people can't like handle that kind of setback.
It gets pretty bad at the end. Like there's a portion near the end where they like take all your weapons.
Listen, Adrian and I grew up playing Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Nothing
Okay.
ever.
Oh hell yeah!
Talk about setbacks.
Hell yeah, bitch!
Jesus.
Yeah, like you gotta restart the whole fucking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, your reward for beating is beating it again.
Breath of the Wild has a part of the game where that's like that, where they take everything from you too.
Yeah,
That part sucks.
I hate when games like introduce mechanics and then take them all from you and make you like do other stuff outside the boundaries of the
Every
game.
single God of War starts you overpowered, and then you lose everything.
That's been a thing since Metroid 2.
I was gonna say Metroid. Yeah,
Yeah, Metroid is what started that. Well, and God of War and shit is just basically like, well, no, that's a little different.
yeah. God of War 2018 doesn't take anything from you, but of
No,
course
they completely revamped
that
the
whole game
series.
went in a different.
Another
direction.
game I would love to play if I ever had like when I can find the fucking time. I have like several 100+ hour games I want. Like that's not one of them, but that I want to play. But at this point, it's going to take me till 2027 to get through Final Fantasy VII remake.
Well, by then there will be 1, maybe 2 more God of War, so you'll be good.
Oh yeah,
Oh, and now that game's on Steam, I can actually play it.
Actually, by 2027, there'll probably be about 3 more additions to the Final Fantasy VII remake.
yeah. But that's true. But to answer your
Oh
question,
God, I'm never gonna finish that. Yeah, Adrian, how many have you played?
yeah, I just said I beat 15, so I don't want that to go down as my record. Like,
You've beaten 15 Final Fantasy?
I've beaten 15 of them.
Considering 2 of them are MMOs, that's pretty impressive.
Beat it. No, bro, beat it. Every great horse has a game. Nobody's gonna get that.
You forgot to quote me.
Oh, that's right.
Why would you quote Corey for something you just made up? I don't get it.
That's true. Yeah, Corey, yours
Wow.
yours wasn't
Plagiarism.
on podcast, so
Plagiarism.
If you want more plagiarism of funny jokes by Doug, check out Baker Reviews.
Hey. Oh, I totally stole that from you.
And I'm Corey, and I'll be streaming my game playing over on Mike's Nostalgia.
Jesus.
And I'm sick as hell, so I'm not gonna have a whole pitch. Just subscribe to Baker Reviews. Thanks.
You're gonna get more subscribers from that.
Baker
if you ever
Reviews.
have. I'm not gonna do. I don't care.
As you can tell, I'm very passionate.
Don't fucking subscribe. I don't want you. 5 million new.
Get the fuck off my page.
I disagree.
I disagree.
You're not even talking about Culture Shock. We're talking about Baker Reviews.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah.
I know, but I need to
disagrees.
ride his coattails.
I played 1, 4/2, whatever the hell that is. 6, 7 remake, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2, 15, and then Final Fantasy Tactics, which I loved.
I played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 2.
Wait, that's not how you count.
13, 13, 2.
Wait,
And 300 hours of Final Fantasy 14.
I'm pretty sure you're making some of these up.
Was
No,
11
I'm not.
was the 11 that only online one?
Yes.
So is 14.
Okay,
Yep.
because I never played that one.
I never touched 11, but I did play 300 hours of 14.
I never played 14 either. I never played any of the online ones.
It's quite good.
You know, as much as I love as much as I love Final Fantasy X, I think 12 is my favorite story.
One second. I also played Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy 12 Dawn of Sorrow on the 3DS, which was a Final Fantasy Tactics based game. And
Is Final Fantasy 12? Does it have like the 3 parts with like lightning, or is that 14? Or that's 13?
No, that's 13.
I said
That's
12 and
13.
14.
That's why I said 13 and 13 too, but I'll never play Lightning Returns because the game's
Yes, everyone,
trash.
we're still talking about numbers.
So-
It's
so
Final
2 is
Fantasy.
for-
Numbers are going to be key here.
1 2
2
Okay, I, V, VI, VII, VI,
Oh.
X, X, XI, XII,
God damn
XII.
it.
And that is when everybody stopped listening.
Wheels on a big rig. Anyway.
Yeah, for whatever reason, our retention tanked at 11 minutes. Or should I say XI minutes?
LV minutes.
God damn it.
I don't know Roman numerals past like 10 and 20. So.
I know when I was younger, like I played all the Final Fantasy. I remember distinctly playing 6 because I love it. But I know I played all of them at some point. I definitely didn't beat them. They were just kind of games that I threw in the...
See, in 2018, I spent the year playing all the Zeldas, from the first one all the way through up to what
I hate
existed.
Zelda.
And in 2019, I played
We
all
know.
the Final Fantasies in order, starting with 1, playing all the way up through.
Did you really?
Yeah, and that's
Holy
when I did my
shit.
Final Fantasy X 100% run. When I got to 10, I stopped to do a 100% for that game. It took the entirety of 2019 to do that, by the way.
That's the difference between a hero and a legend. You, my
I
friend, are a
sacrificed
legend.
the last year of my 20s to play all the Final Fantasies in order.
Doug is probably the most passionate about video games in this entire group.
And I think that's come through.
Yeah, it's not a contest. I love video games, but it's
Oh, no,
Doug.
we all love video games, but Doug is like, he takes it to a whole nother level.
God
Yeah,
damn.
I'm the psycho girlfriend of video games.
If we start talking about Street Fighter, Doug can break down. He did it for me in one night for fucking 3 hours.
Dude, I taught you about life that night.
You did. It all started with Bruce Lee, and then it went into Street Fighter and
Oh my god.
how you need to counter every move that the other person makes and when to
He
attack.
literally
when to
listened to me
defend,
talk for
and-
3 hours straight without like interrupting me. So whatever I was saying had to be interesting.
You taught me about life.
That's true, because Adrian doesn't know how to not talk.
He's
when
not
I'm
doing it
sick.
right
that's-
now.
Well, that's because he's sick.
Bad
Yeah.
example. He was talking while I was talking.
Adrian doesn't say anything. Adrian, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to say don't talk.
I was just watching Cheers throwback.
Woo!
And Sam
Where
told us.
everybody knows your name.
That shit's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Why, Adrian, stop trying to sing. You're sick.
God damn it. I don't even remember what my point was. I'm sick. Watch Cheers. It's pretty good.
I think it's really going to take off here soon.
All right,
I
so
really think.
Corey, since we started with you, what's your favorite Final Fantasy?
Oh, Final Fantasy X. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any surprise there.
I thought it was 8.
No. Final Fantasy X is my favorite Final Fantasy. I've played the most Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay.
Wasn't there an episode where we all said that Final Fantasy X was in our top 3?
Yeah, but Mike, you also switch up what you say every other episode, so we just
That's
gotta
not true.
hit that again
He
sometimes.
said, that's not true. Yeah, I think at this point we should probably. I don't know if it's. I think it's Doug's favorite as well. Maybe we should ask what our second favorite Final Fantasy is.
I'm trying something a little new.
All right, Corey. What's
Unless
your,
did you have something planned?
No, Corey. What's your
Okay.
second favorite Final Fantasy?
8.
Okay,
8
8
is
is-
my second.
Hey, give me your top 3.
Top 3.
Yeah,
I'd say Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy IX.
I like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 9 is
They're
amazing.
probably
Mike,
my top 3. In that
What's
order.
your top 3?
Mine would be 10, 12, and 7.
10, 12. We got some nice diversity here. Adrian.
X, IX,
God damn it.
VII.
9 is your second favorite?
Yeah, 10, 9, 7.
All right. Yeah, mine's probably 10, 7, 6.
I would have to go back and revisit 6 because I know I remember loving it.
I do love 6.
I like 9 a lot. I enjoyed 8, but it's definitely towards the bottom. It's just it's a mess.
It is.
It's a very unpopular opinion, and every time I've ever said it's in my top 3, nobody's ever agreed with me. So I didn't.
I know a couple of people
I've never
they
played
call
it.
it their favorite.
Really?
You've never played it?
I've never played 8.
Well, at least play it once. It's worth.
Well,
playing
I want
once.
to. I was actually going to ask.
Don't grind. Don't grind. Don't grind. I had to restart a file halfway through the game because I couldn't kill Cypher because he would use 5 ultras in a row in one turn. Kill my whole party.
Yeah, getting stronger in the woods doesn't help in that game.
Your enemies scale in that game.
Yes,
Oh.
they do.
And there's the whole fucking, what is it, junction system?
Which is
Yeah.
hyper complex. Watch a
Yes,
tutorial.
it is.
I was going to ask because Doug, you would know this. How many of the Final Fantasies are on Steam?
All of them now.
All of them?
Yeah, the Final Fantasy Pixel Perfect remaster, which is 1 through 6, that are all like the newest versions. They have totally remastered music. You get the soundtracks digitally as well.
Oh shit!
And then there's 7, then there's 8 remastered, then there's 9, then there's the 10.10.2 HD, then there's 12 Zodiac Age, then there's 13, 13.2. I have all these on Steam. That's
Looks like I know what I'm doing.
yeah.
Yeah, no, Final Fantasy VIII is a game where, unlike most where you skip the tutorial, you actually do want to listen to it.
No, the tutorial's bad. Look up a real tutorial.
Oh, the
online.
tutorial in the game's bad?
Yeah,
I
I
haven't played it in a
had.
while.
That's why I fucked up my file. Like, it didn't clearly explain fucking anything. Like, it didn't explain that the card game was the most OP thing in the game. It didn't
Yep.
explain that how junctioning really worked. It was it's a mess, dude. That game is a mess. Like, I'm not lying. It's fun, though. Once you learn how to play it, it's fun.
They call Aeons GFs.
Guardian
Girlfriends?
Forces.
Oh,
Guardian Forces. Yeah, and of course, Final Fantasy VIII was the original selfie. Before there was selfies, there was a
I
character
hate
named
you.
Selfie.
All right, and that will bring us to the end of the fucking series because I quit.
And that was Culture Shock. I feel like we
We had a good run, guys. We
I
almost got
our own
17 episodes.
podcast with blackjack and hookers.
I disagree.
I disagree. I feel like we should all turn our lights off like at the end of sitcoms.
But my Switch is all the way over there.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah,
a lot
mine's
of good
too far
memories
away.
in this house.
It may
Wait,
not
we're
be
in 4
good.
different houses.
It may not be good, guys, but I am going on without you if you quit.
Good luck logging into any of the
Welcome to
websites.
Culture Shock, and my name's Corey. I'm by myself.
And I'm Corey.
Oh, wait, that's right. Doug created all the websites except like 3 of them and has all the login information.
Oh, I'm not going on with our name, and I'm doing my own.
We'll review bomb it. Review bomb it.
I knew you didn't like Culture Shock. You're
Yeah.
just like Ian. What's up, Ian?
Wait, who's Ian?
Ian, you're still my boy.
So I'm unfortunately not going to be able to talk much about FF7 Remake because I just haven't been able to play it. There's just not enough fucking hours in the day right now.
This, all right,
It's
well,
hard.
because of that, this is all I will say about it. There's no spoilers or nothing by me doing
Sounds
this.
like tread lightly.
It is so beautifully done. Like, just the graphics. Like, I fell in love with it so much. I love playing it. I'll play it again.
It looks like what it always looked like to me. That's
in your mind.
yeah, that's what I always saw.
Well, whenever you do, don't play it and then play Final Fantasy VII, the original, because then you're like,
No, I'm fine with that. I'm in love with the old Lego graphics, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't.
It's
I actually don't go back to old graphics and think, "Oh my god, it's gotten so much better." I sometimes prefer the old style.
well,
there's certain games.
7 is a train wreck graphically. It was
It
the
was
first
when it
foray
came
into
out.
3D. It still is, and it definitely still is.
It was meant to be on the Nintendo 64,
It wouldn't have been any better.
but
been
well,
worse.
that's why it was so blocky like that.
No. That's an excuse they give. They just didn't know how to program in a 3D environment. It was
Do you
brand
know
new.
why it didn't release on Nintendo?
Because the Nintendo PlayStation fell under.
I thought it was because I thought it was because Nintendo didn't they felt like there was too many adult themes in that story.
No. Sony and Nintendo were reaching a deal where they were about to release the Nintendo PlayStation, but Nintendo at the last minute was like, you know what? Fuck CDs. They're not the future. Discs are never going anywhere. No one will ever want to play video games on a disc. We have to use this stupid flash ROM cartridge that can store almost no information just because it loads a little faster.
Enter GameCube.
Well, we fucked. Okay, so everybody likes discs, so let's pick the disc no one's ever seen, doesn't know how to buy, and can't do anything with other than stick it in this device.
The smallest disc
Really
ever.
small.
Then the Wii came out, regular discs. Everyone was happy. Now we're on the Switch, and we have the smallest cartridges today.
Yet somehow they hold way more information than the.
Not only do they hold way more information, you can access the information so much faster than a disc can be read.
Jesus,
That's
yeah.
why there's no load screens on Breath of the Wild. Anyway,
It's beautiful.
That's so beautiful.
These guys are going to be in trouble when this whole internet fad dies out.
yeah, to Corey's one friend that doesn't listen to us, the internet's not, technology's not gonna.
I don't think he knows how to listen to us.
Wait, who is this?
Donnie.
Oh,
I posted something. I tagged you guys in that the reviewers what they were saying about Batman and Robin. Donnie's like, I didn't like George Clooney as Batman. I'm like, I think he thinks I'm serious, which I am.
Trust me, that comment, he 100% thinks you're serious.
oh my god!
But as far as Final Fantasy VII, Nat, you see how I transitioned beautifully.
Yeah,
I think
Clean.
clean. I think the question everybody's wondering is, everyone probably has the same two favorite characters. So who's better, Red 13 or Kate Sith?
how did you magically pick out the two worst characters in that?
I'm gonna say Sid.
My favorite character is Tifa. Unironically, for real, she's the
No,
best.
I love Tifa. I think Barrett's awesome though.
God damn it, motherfucker! He is.
Wow.
I was being Barrett. Okay, that was my impression.
Um,
Oh, should I have been like, oh, god damn it, motherfucker?
It's a pretty good Barrett.
aside from Adrian's joking question,
Joking.
did-
You
Is
guys,
that
I
a
don't think.
callback?
Yeah, I don't think you guys can tell when I'm serious.
That's my mocking voice, guys.
there's obviously like a weird like
Corey
romance
got
like
it.
love triangle thing going on in this
Oh,
in this story.
absolutely. Did you guys hear about Robert Pattinson's
What?
interview where he gushed about the love triangle between Tifa, Aerith, and Cloud? And then
Yeah.
Zoe Kravitz was like, that's so awful, blah, 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 without any context. And he just kept talking regardless. He's like, anyway, back to the love triangle.
I need to watch that. That sounds awesome.
Oh, man. What
So
a great fucking actor.
who would you guys prefer Cloud to end up with, Tifa or Aerith?
Tifa.
Hermione.
I don't even want to talk. I don't want to cry on camera. So I just Tifa.
I don't want to cry on camera.
I'm
What a
a-
loser. Men showing emotions.
I know.
I think he probably should have ended up with Titus.
I think you mean Titus.
No, I said it right, Titus.
Listen to my story.
Listen to my story. This
Score
might be
disagree.
my last chance.
I personally liked him with Red 13.
For the love of Yevon, stop.
I don't know why we're going past
I
that.
recognize the other name, but what is Red 13?
That's like the cat thing,
The-
the red wolf.
yeah, it's the
or whatever.
dog.
That's a dog.
Oh,
Yeah, the red
Jesus,
dog.
okay.
Nanaki.
Seven.
Okay, Nanaki from Cosmo Canyon. Son de Seto.
That was Spanish.
This is the doggy.
That was Spanish. Baxter, you know I don't speak Spanish.
I gave you his real name and his father's name and where he's from, and all you guys remember is Red 13.
Absolutely. That's all you need to know, really.
My goodness.
Mike,
That's
Doug,
the difference.
Mike, Doug, I did realize one thing.
Yes.
I don't know shit about Final Fantasy.
call back.
I'm
Here
in
we
this
go.
fucking boat again.
Nah, you do. You just
No,
See, I played Final
I know
Fantasy
way more
VII.
about this than Legend of Zelda.
yeah.
Well,
Well, it's not like we're getting into the Buddhist
Yeah.
meaning behind Final Fantasy VII. Well, actually, Final Fantasy VII is about Buddhism once again. The whole life energy returning to the planet, people returning to the planet, its energy that sources
Mako energy.
creation, and yeah, Mako energy is just Buddhism.
Yeah, that game gets fucking wacky. Like you fight like these kaiju monsters that come out of the center of the earth.
Yeah, Earth's Defense Force. It was. I'm almost certain that was a Godzilla thing. Like, 'cause
Oh yeah.
all the monsters in Godzilla are created from the Earth to like destroy humanity because they're destroying Earth. That's the message, and Seven's kind of like right there with that.
I've noticed there's definitely a lot of like religious undertones to a lot of these Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, it's because Japan's not afraid of religion like we are.
That's true.
They're allowed to actually, like, have opinions.
Wow. What's that like?
I don't know.
If you have an opinion here in the States, please stop listening to us.
I disagree.
I'll tell you it's wrong because it probably is, like most of them, but you can continue listening, I guess. I'm used to that. I'm used to people's wrong opinions, so that's nothing new.
You got an I guess from Doug. Kudos, listeners.
Kudos.
That's a monumental achievement. Don't take that lightly. Be proud of yourselves. Round of applause.
Go ahead and put that. We have a soundboard. Put that in.
Cut that in. Usually Adrian's always like, cut that out.
Cut that.
I figured-
Cut that out.
I figured I'd say cut that in.
I thought Safer isn't the final form Safer
Safer
Sephiroth?
Sephiroth.
That's such a weird fucking name, isn't it?
Sephiroth.
See,
What
Final Fantasy
that?
VII was also horribly translated, so
Oh,
the
okay.
versions that we all played probably made no sense. We just don't remember.
I remember not giving a shit about the story of Final Fantasy VII. I
Just
just
because it wasn't exactly clear in the translation.
I will say the remake definitely
the remake's
makes up
way
for that.
better, but-
Well, they're also changing it, so
Oh yeah, they
No,
definitely changed some
a
things.
shit.
yeah, quite a bit.
You need to play it.
I've gotten
I want to gush
Through
about it
parts
so
of it.
much right now.
like I've already seen some. Here's the terrifying thing. I'm afraid I'm not gonna like it at the end. That's my issue. That's why I'm afraid. That's honestly part of the reason that holds me back from playing it. I am I will cry if I don't like that.
You know
Dead
that it's not the
serious.
whole game, right?
No, Mike. I, the video game guy, did not know that.
I'm just making sure.
Dude, I knew that before the game was even announced. I read interviews with the director of the original from like a decade ago, where he talked about this being his swan song achievement.
Yeah.
Would be getting to remake FF7, and then he could retire happily.
Much like Hideo Kojima's Death Stranding. That game
What
sucks.
a colossal fucking failure! I mean, what a great game.
They
What a
went
great
from,
game.
They went from Silent Hill PT to fucking Death Stranding.
Have you guys heard that Hideo Kojima and Guillermo del Toro is actually getting together to attempt to do another horror game?
Really?
Oh wow.
They better make that Silent Hill game that they promised.
Oh,
No,
no,
that game's
no.
never coming out.
Yeah, that's
They
not
better
happening.
fucking
It's
make
bro.
gone. It's
I
gone.
want it. I don't care.
You
They better
can't
fucking
have
make
it.
You can't have it.
If it makes you feel better, there's a PS4 that's not used ever anymore at all at my old house in Pittsburgh that my roommates don't touch anymore, to my knowledge, that has it installed on it.
It's still installed?
I've played PT and I've got
like the Flappy Bird.
endings. I just
I have a phone with Flappy Bird before
Nice.
it went down and came back.
Yeah. And they were worth a lot of money at that time.
Yeah, and I didn't sell it.
You should have.
Oh, I should have. It's
So
a piece of shit phone.
Oh, that's not what we're talking about. I was going to say everybody played PT, right? We're not talking about
I
Silent
doubt Mike did. He doesn't like games like that.
Hill. Oh, yeah.
I don't even like games like that, and I played PT. How could you not?
I don't. What is it? Wait, what is PT?
Exactly. If we say, "Have you played PT?" and he said, "What is it?" He hasn't played it.
It was a playable teaser for a new Silent Hill game.
It was a demo that was still the scariest. It was the scariest game all time, and it was just a demo.
Yeah, I didn't touch that.
It was,
It was
fucking amazing.
just a demo, and it was still the most
It was
frightening
terrifying.
game ever put out.
You know what I would say? You know what I would say to Mike? You're gonna cry. You always cry.
Oh, you're gonna cry again.
Thanks, Jack.
No one can do it. I'm the best.
I'm the best. I hate you.
I hate you.
Oh my god, some of the line deliveries in that game are terrible.
Oh yeah, it's
Terrible,
beautiful.
terrible, terrible.
Does anybody remember the name of that shot off the top of their head?
The
Which one?
The amazing Jack, like his shot.
The miraculous, amazing, wonderful Jack Shot Mark III. You
Mark
know, there
III?
was no Jack Shot 1 or 2.
You
He just
know?
called it the Mark III because he said it would draw the crowd.
Beautiful, nicely done. So, is it possible to hit that shot on the ship? Like, because I always fall on my head, like when you try it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, I've never hit it.
You're so full of shit.
That's how do you can't 100% the game without doing it, right?
never hit
He's
it.
never 100% of it.
Oh,
You're so full of shit.
Dude,
You
it is so hard to
cannot
understand
win the
game.
Blitzball match for Waka without Jack Shot.
Wait,
You have to score a point and then cheese it by sitting in your own goal to make the AI spin in a circle.
that's not how
oh
I did
my.
it.
Wait, how'd
Yeah,
you do
you
it?
just lose the game.
No, I won the game the last time I played it, and I
Right,
didn't do anything.
sure you did.
In
Like-
order to 100% that game and
I
get
don't
the fucking platinum trophy or whatever the fuck they call it, you have to play like 30 hours of Blitzball. I'm
Fuck
Yeah.
that.
It's
Whatever.
awesome.
it's so mind numbing.
I don't think I ever went back to the ship to play Blitzball ever.
You have to recruit the right players. You have to fucking like do leagues and tournaments to get,
Yeah.
and you have to like specifically not lose games. Then you have to allow yourself to lose them. You
Yeah.
can't speed that section up. Blitzball doesn't get sped up by the speed up mechanic, and it kills me.
Oh my god.
I think Square needs to get with 2K Sports and make a Blitzball game.
Just a straight Blitzball game.
Yep.
Now
I
you're
think
talking
that
my
would fail
language.
miserably.
Is 2K Sports still a studio?
Yeah, they do stuff still.
They're
What?
the only good sports game company out there.
What do they make?
They make NBA.
They still make
and-
NBA. Do they do soccer? I think they do a soccer.
That's
Uh,
EA Sport. That's
hockey.
EA.
Yeah, EA makes FIFA, the arguably most popular
FIFA,
sports
yeah,
game
FIFA's
franchise
the one.
literally of all time.
They make a terrible wrestling game.
You're not selling this studio to be the best at anything.
No, but their NBA games are phenomenal. From what I've been told, I don't play
Or-
NBA games.
Are you sure it's not EA that does the NBA games
No,
now?
EA doesn't.
No,
well, no.
actually they do live still, but that's a shit basketball game.
Dude,
2K
I had
2K is
2002
still the good
live
basketball
for
game.
the 64, and it was tight.
No, that is about the last year it was good.
The best football game I ever played was from 2K.
It was 2K5.
I had NFL Quarterback Club 98 with
Oh,
Brett
hell
Favre on the
yeah.
cover.
Brett Favre.
But Game Day 2002 was the hardest football game I ever played. You had to manually catch every pass. It was a blast. That's why I didn't play Madden.
What we're really trying to say here is fuck Madden.
So Final Fantasy.
yeah. So Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Not everybody here play 9? Not
Nope,
Mike?
I didn't play
Okay,
9.
so did you play any of the early ones, like the real early games? Like,
Like the earliest
Really?
I played, I didn't beat it, but the earliest I played was 4.
man, you guys got some games that you need to sit down.
I
and
told
play.
you, I'm excited. I know what I'm doing now. I'm gonna go buy
Yeah.
them all on Steam.
It's $75 right now for all 6 of the first 6 ones.
That's
Yeah.
not bad. That's not bad at
It's
all.
not, they're all remasters, and you get the soundtracks with it.
Or it's $12 a piece if you want to just buy the games, I think.
I was gonna ask. My answer is not gonna be a shock, but I want to know, out of all of the games, who is your favorite character?
Oh man, that's hard. Red 13.
Said nobody ever.
Favorite character or favorite main character?
Favorite character.
That's so fucking hard.
Yeah, that is hard. Adamantoise?
Okay. I'm gonna have to say Sid.
yeah.
All
What a
right.
what a cop out
Nope.
answer.
I'm gonna say, let me help. All right.
Why is he in every
Out of
game?
every game, any of the main characters you can use in your party.
Okay, so are we saying who's our favorite personality or who's our favorite to use in battle? Because that's a big difference.
Ooh, that is a big difference. I didn't even
Because
think
Final
about that.
Fantasy
Okay,
IV
okay.
was Final Fantasy 2. And
I think I was thinking more like personality.
See, he combined Batman
yes, Mantle.
and Mantle.
That mantle. Can you explain that one
So
more time?
personality,
So,
probably personality, because
Mike's trying to keep us on board. here.
Personality?
yeah,
100% Waka. I love him. And that's not even a
But
joke.
what
I
about the teachings, brother?
actually love
Oh my God.
Waka. I think he's hilarious.
Huh?
He's
I
so
can't.
stupid.
praise be to Yevon Buddha.
The zealotry.
Walk is definitely the person that like refuses to change like with the times. And, like,
Yeah,
he
he's
just
so
takes.
stubborn.
Huh? Come gather around people wherever you go.
But that's forbidden machina.
So pretend you didn't see it. I can't.
I hate
Jeez,
that.
yeah, then really be saying that, yeah.
Maester?
Okay, we had our fun with Waka. I was joking. He's definitely my favorite punching bag character to make fun of. I probably use
What?
more memes than anything
Huh?
with him in it. But honestly, my favorite character in any of the games, and he's usable. He's the main character of 9, Zidane.
Oh yeah.
I like that
He's
he's
really
not like
cool.
a brute powerhouse. He's more of a thinker and a spell user, and
He's the thief.
he's the thief. Like
He starts with steel.
he's even who I always used. Like when we played Dungeons and Dragons back in the day, I was never like the warrior or the bloodhound, or I was never any of the
The
crazy
Bloodhound gang.
fucking.
I always played rogues.
I was always
Or,
like
like,
a thief
mages.
or a rogue. I liked the background characters that kind of thought about what they were doing first instead of just acting.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the more intelligent main characters.
Yes, that's why I like him so much.
I don't want to say I don't like them because I love Cloud, I love Squall, but a lot of the Final Fantasy like protagonists are kind of like dicks, and they're shut off from everybody, and they're fucking,
one-note assassin guys.
Yeah,
not Tidus.
Well, I like Titus.
Well, he's definitely an exception. To
Titus is a crybaby, but
Yeah.
No, he starts out as a
he's more
crybaby.
oblivious and stupid.
He does.
He's a boy who grows into a man throughout the story.
Yeah.
That's
He's the Ted Mosby of Final Fantasy.
And
He has the best character.
Nobody has
development.
ever said that in their life.
you might go on record as the first person to ever.
That is a
declare
sentence that's never been
Ted
said.
Mosby was always a fucking petulant man-child, and he never grew out of it. Anyway,
Encyclopedia. So Corey, wait, okay, so that's your favorite. Doug, Mike asked the question, so I'm assuming Mike will go last.
ugh. Why not ask me like what my favorite day of the year is? No, that's easier.
Yeah, April 21st.
It's
April
25th.
Literally nothing happens that day.
Man,
Yeah, that is hard. And also the
I don't
question
know.
is
What's
hard.
your favorite star in the sky? Like, come on, man.
April 21st.
Nexia
Can you go
Numo.
first so I can think about
Yeah.
this a little more?
My favorite star is Nexia Numo.
My answer is probably easier. I've played so much Final Fantasy X, it's far and away my favorite game out of the series, so Auron's my favorite character.
Auron was second for me. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Auron's my second favorite character.
Such a badass.
This is so hard.
All right, look, I will gush about my favorite character while you think.
Oh my god.
I unapologetically love Balthier from Final Fantasy XII, mostly because he's the biggest smartass in
I was
the
gonna say,
entire
why, Mike?
entire franchise.
Sarcastic asshole.
Imagine if Ryan Reynolds was a video game character.
Well, no, he's got a British accent, which is kind of badass.
Oh, that's so different.
imagine Ryan Reynolds had a British accent.
And was a video game character.
Fun fact, did you know Balthier was supposed to be the main protagonist of Final Fantasy 12 and that the game was supposed to start at that fucking scene where him and Rabbit Chick are breaking into that place and Vaughn never was supposed to exist, but they decided he wouldn't sell well in America, so they created Vaughn.
In America, the cocky, like arrogant one is always a better second lead.
Well,
Like-
okay, that's
like,
fair.
Like Cypher.
But that would have been the one occasion where like Adrian is like, oh, the main protagonists are like stick in the mud.
Vaughn is
Total edge lords.
Vaughn is so miserably annoying. Like
Vaughn's probably the most annoying main protagonist of all the entire series.
So since I've never played 12, he's like the
He's the
cool
main
young
guy.
the cool young addition to Mortal Kombat, which totally wasn't necessary.
all right, so we're talking personality wise.
yeah.
It's probably Saz from Final Fantasy 13 just because he's hilarious.
Okay. I didn't really care for that game, but yeah, I will give you that.
He's funny as fuck. He
No,
has a
I will
little
give you that.
Chokua chick living in his afro. he's kind of like comic relief, but he has a serious story. He's just funny. He's not like my favorite character to use or anything, but just from straight up personality, I always dig those like funny characters, and that's one of the best examples of it.
Wait, you were talking about Balthier and Final Fantasy 12? Was that girl really named? Would you say Rabbit Lady? Or...
her name is Fran.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
Final Fantasy, I could see them really naming her that.
No, she just has the. She
She
has the
comes
long
from it.
ears and-
Yeah, the rabbit race. It's a race of
Adrian, imagine if
people.
you
They're all
will.
rabbit chicks.
This is essentially the character Balthier and Fran. It's
Okay.
Han Solo and Chewbacca.
Oh, I love it. It's my favorite Final Fantasy.
Except Fran's actually useful and can speak
Hey,
Yeah.
to people.
don't you ever fucking say that again.
That's an excellent idea, Bear.
That,
Keep it up,
good-
furball.
No, that was a good point that Doug just made.
What?
Good point. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, no, I actually never thought about it that way. Thank you for explaining to me why April 21st is the best.
What's your favorite character to use then?
Oh, Auron, hands down.
Favorite
easy.
character to use is probably Auron because Zidane's fun, but when you really want to kick some ass, it's Auron.
Red 13.
Will you lay off the fucking dog? That poor little dog.
That poor little dog. He did nothing to you. Favorite character to use?
Maybe I'll switch it to Yuna because she has all the awesome.
I was gonna say Yuna because her summons are busted.
Yeah, her summons are great.
And it lets me summon Anima, the coolest
If
fucking
it's not
summon
Auron,
ever.
it's Lulu.
Yeah, Lulu's badass.
Lulu's great.
The
She's one of my
mage.
most underused characters.
Unless you accidentally hit attack.
and you watch that dumbass little dog run across.
That's the only good part of that attack is
20
watching that
damage.
stupid animation.
Unless you get the one that has death touch, then it walks up and one shots like everything.
Yeah.
It's like smash. Oh, it's
Isn't
dead.
that the cactar that you can hold that has the one shot?
You can
Probably.
customize the shit out of stuff, so who knows?
I think I had a cactar one.
It's originally
Kate
a Moogle, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'd say my favorite character to use in any Final Fantasy is Kate Sith in FF7.
Fuck yeah. Can we talk more about Kate Sith? What was the really weird looking thing in Final Fantasy IX? Final Fantasy always has like this
Vivi.
one...
Vivi,
No,
the black
the little
Vivi.
magician.
No, Vivi was a little wizard, dude.
Oh, you're talking about the chef thing.
Yes.
The frog chef thing.
My God.
I can't remember.
No,
that
he
character's
is
name.
really cool. I can't remember his name.
He's technically a secret character. You
Yeah.
don't ever have to get him.
Isn't it Red 13 a secret character?
No.
Have you guys seen my Red 13 poster?
Yuffie and Vincent is, though.
Yuffie's an 8, right?
Yuffie's in 7.
No.
Corey was wrong when he said that.
Yeah, I was wrong.
I told you guys that then, but nobody was listening.
Damn it, Corey.
There's a character that you can get in
Robot
8.
app.
It wasn't.
You
Yeah.
know
It
what?
was
You're all wrong. Yuffie's in Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, she's in. That's the character from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, and so is Leon.
There is a Yuffie in Final
Leon.
Fantasy VII.
Leon.
Leon Squall.
Voiced by, and not very well, David Boreanaz.
I don't know. I think he did fun. I think he nailed the character.
Oh, well, I've never played 8.
That's
so
exactly why. You shouldn't really like have an opinion on
It
something
just
you know
it seemed
nothing
like
about.
he had no
That's
fuck.
kind of my
There was
whole-
like no care to his voice
Just
whatsoever.
real quick. That's kind of my whole issue with people's opinions is they don't know anything about what they're talking about, but yet they have.
So
one somehow.
what you're telling me
Welcome to
is-
America.
So you're telling me in Final Fantasy 8, Leon talks like a
Squall.
person.
Squall.
It's not Leon. It's Squall.
Squall talks like a person who doesn't give a shit about anything.
He doesn't talk at all. Yeah. Oh no, it's worse than that, Mike. That's him with emotion.
Yeah, his personality.
He's so
is like-
much drier than that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Most of his fucking dialogue options are ... That is Squall.
Yeah, and every time like somebody tries to share with him, he's like, "Yeah, I don't give a
Well, hold on, because you know he listens to this podcast.
shit." His Squall.
David Boreanaz, I'm really sorry that I made fun of your voice acting.
Don't worry, Mike's always wrong anyway, so don't ever take it to heart.
No,
He knows. He listens to every
Yeah.
episode.
No, yeah, he voices Green Lantern in a couple of the DC animated films.
I was wondering why you knew his name.
Well, actually, I know his name because of Buffy and Angel,
Oh God.
and
Who's
he's
he playing? That?
and he's Angel.
Buffy.
Oh, okay.
He's also the
So
main
your,
character.
like, third favorite character ever in a show.
No,
He plays
No,
Allison
Spike was.
Hannigan.
Or Spike, yeah, that was.
No, that was Gary Oldman.
Oh yeah.
he's the main male lead in Bones.
Oh, that guy. Okay, I know who he is.
Okay, maybe he does suck then. Okay.
Yeah, but for any of our listeners that aren't from America, what Doug said about people sharing an opinion even though they've never played it or looked at
Or
it,
have any concept of what's being talked about.
that's what we do.
Doug just did the other thing our country is known for, which is talking over other people.
What
Yeah, I definitely do that.
Ain't that America?
Fucking sue me.
Also, something very American.
Please take out Adrian singing country.
God, we're on a roll right now. Guys, we are on fire.
We also put everything on rolls. Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
King's Hawaiian rolls to be specific.
Oh fuck yeah!
Oh,
I'm hungry
mama.
now. America.
No, I'm hungry. That's my secret. I'm always hungry.
Speaking of roles, so Final Fantasy.
Oh yeah, Final Fantasy.
That's a good segue.
Yeah. Roll. Oh, I see what you did. Rolls.
So Corey
Really
likes like the
don't
thief
know.
characters and shit. You guys obviously like the mages, the thieves. You don't, except Orin. He's like the exception to the rule apparently.
Oh yeah,
He has.
he's just like a brick
He's
shit
just
house.
so fucking cool.
I mean, yeah.
The way he looks at you.
You know what I love
with
about
his
Orin the
little
most?
sleeve, or his little piece of his coat that over one eye, and he's like, mm.
What I love about Orin the most is that he clearly has no fucks to give anymore. And I'm pretty sure he's drunk the entire game.
He's like Orin is like Billy Bob Thornton with a drinking problem, so he's Billy Bob Thornton.
He's not drunk the whole game. He's dead the whole game.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well,
and drunk.
He only drinks when you use brandishing blade.
That's true.
The only time he ever touched that alcohol is when he used his one critical or ultra, whatever the fuck it's called in that game.
He drinks
overdrive.
the very first time you're shown him he's drinking. He takes a drink when Sin
No, he's
shows
literally
up.
walking up steps the first time you see him at the fucking Blitzball
Doesn't he
arena.
like? It's like
You see him from the the back of his head as he's walking up steps.
We doing this?
Sorry,
again?
no, I just
Don't you give up on it. The overworld needs you.
Oh wow, you actually know the lyrics.
Hold on. Have you guys ever been talking about something and then it just obvious like it just clicked in your head what was going on in a scene?
Yeah.
You've never noticed it before?
Yeah.
When he's toasting Sin, it's because it's his friend.
Yeah, he's like, "What up, Jack?
Son of a bitch!"
And that's why he's like, "Are you sure?" He was making sure he wanted his son to get taken with him and go.
And then Titus is all like, "Ah!"
Yeah, Mike.
I feel like such a dumbass right now.
Mike, that should have been so obvious the second time.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I feel like such a dumbass right now.
That's like. So I was just watching the new Hulk. Did you guys know Bruce Banner's Hulk?
Like, Corey, I think you're being too like. If that's not something you noticed, like, if you didn't remember that scene, like when you realize what's going on with Orin, you probably weren't paying attention to the game. That's why you should put your fucking phone down.
Oh no! The first
He's like,
time
"What?"
he's standing there and he says, "Are you sure? You don't know anything about the lore yet." So
Yeah, I know. That's why the callback later.
Knowing that.
Do you not remember
later.
cutscenes when you get farther in the game? Do you forget the beginning? Like,
All right, you're right. Later in the game, you should have known that. But I meant that first time he probably would.
yeah, like that's why I said a second playthrough. You're being a little too nice there. You should have known by the end
I'm
of the
giving
game.
Mike the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Jeez.
It's almost like you're living the whole story through Titus's perspective.
It's almost like you're not living the story, but you're being told a story from his perspective, like a narrator in a show that you all gush about.
Whoa.
It's almost like his future self is telling the story of his younger self that you're learning through the lens of his own myopic lens of his own self-actualization. Thanks, Bo Burnham.
Which means if he's telling you this story, at the end of the game, he can't be dead.
Why wasn't it Bob Saget?
Bob Saget as Titus, I would love that.
The reveal should have been Bob Saget.
That would have been hilarious.
And that, kids, is how I met Sam.
You know, look out.
Can we go back in time and have Bob Saget do the voiceover?
No, because he also died too.
No, that's why I said, can we go back in time?
We don't need to go back in time. Titus is dead too.
And then it just cuts to the kids, and they're like, "Wow, Dad, you were a whiny bitch, weren't you?"
What, brother?
But that is like one of the saddest endings of any game ever.
Yeah.
I know.
Like I tear up every time I beat the
And
game.
that's why I got the 100% in FF10 too, to right those wrongs.
That's why Doug was talking about the happy ending DLC that you could get for Final Fantasy X.
If you call that DLC 150 hour minimum is not.
I was calling back to our Zelda episode when you were talking about that.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay.
It is crazy what we'll go through just to see like Titus and Yuna get back. Like,
yeah.
Because Final Fantasy X is a terrible game, or not 10. 10-2 is a terrible game.
No, it's
All right,
fucking
Doug,
not.
Doug, take out the rest of them.
it's just Final Fantasy X is a terrible game.
Oh, I'm fucking taking that out because how dare you insult my fucking one of my.
I love that you say Doug take that out,
I'm
like as if
editing
he's
this
the one
episode.
that's gonna.
He's the
You
one
don't
doing
know.
the video game one, isn't he?
I don't give a fuck if I have to edit twice.
I
2
don't
weeks
give
in
a
row,
fuck.
I'm editing this one. Mike did do the Legend of Zelda one.
I did.
Oh, that sucked.
Yeah.
Nah, bro, sucked.
Yeah,
No,
no,
bro.
I actually enjoyed that episode.
I was so anal retentive. I had to I triple quadruple checked it before
Dude,
I was like,
I
I'm
sat
okay
down
with
and listened to it
I
begin and
know.
end with you.
it. I know that's what I mean. Because I didn't want
The
it to
Zelda
suck.
episode was perfectly fine. Calm down.
No, it sucked. Anyway,
Never sucked.
So, what did you guys think of the more linear story in Final Fantasy X? Because it's always kind of been like a more open...
I think people really. I think they're all about equally linear, and people just have rose-tinted glasses when they're looking at the older ones when they're playing the new ones.
Yeah.
The newer ones as they go. I think they all have that same, except for like the old ones. But like ever since 4, they have been incredibly linear, just like that. is a very formulaic.
They just give you small towns and whatnot throughout that make it feel like you're in an open world,
but you're not.
but you're really
There's
not.
always a blocking. There's
Let's just
always a
say
block.
15 didn't feel very linear.
No, 15 was pretty open.
No, 15's the most open world I think it's
Yeah.
ever been.
15's wide open.
Other than the online ones, maybe. I don't know. I never
Like
played them.
12 was kind of open in that
12
regard.
was kind of open.
Well, it had a really good illusion of openness, like more so.
Yeah, it-
Well, like
It guided you along really nicely.
like think of FF7. You can't go here. You can't go there. You have to do this first. You have to have
Right,
this vehicle to go there. You can't fly here yet. You can't land here without this choke.
Which
Like,
honestly,
it's
you
all
know,
gated
I don't hate that. Like, I don't understand why people hate linear games. Like, sometimes
because they don't actually understand.
if it's a
fucking
story,
design.
that's what has to happen.
Yeah, they all want to play that shitty ass Skyrim game that sucks massive fucking schlong.
Oh.
That's one of the most garbage games I've ever played. in
That
my
was
life,
one of
is
the things.
Skyrim.
Like, what Breath of the Wild
Shots
did something
fired.
kind of different with, you could go straight to the boss and end the game. Not that was a new concept.
I just bought Skyrim.
I wouldn't
Did
play
you?
Skyrim if somebody bought Skyrim for me. I wouldn't play it. It's so garbage.
I bought it. I bought it a week ago.
Have you played it yet?
No.
All right, so what's your favorite battle system on the final? Like, do you like the charge? Like, do you like the Final Fantasy VII where you have to wait for your bar to charge? Do you like seeing the turn order in Final Fantasy X? Like, what's your jam?
Obviously, the nostalgia in me loves the turn-based.
Yeah,
My favorite game has the turn-based. All the Final Fantasies that were awesome in the beginning had the turn-based.
yeah. So I also love turn based.
Well, they're all turn-based, but
Right.
what he's referring to is
the specific
like
battle
the
system.
active battle system versus the 100% you get to dictate the
No,
turn order.
I kind of
It's
like
a little
how
different.
I kind of like how 12 did their system.
How did they do
Oh
it?
man,
It was still a turn based, but they kind of changed it a little. Like it was I don't know how to describe it. Doug, how?
it was it more or less was the same as like the older one. It had like the ATB system, active time
Yeah,
battles. Like turn based isn't is a little not quite the right description because your turns weren't dictated in order. The 10 was the only one where it was 100% turn based.
Yes.
The rest of the games you had a meter that
Yeah.
filled up, but there were ways to influence how fast that meter filled up.
Okay.
That's why sometimes you got like 15 attacks in a row. if
Yeah,
were
you could
OP.
like add things to your weapons to
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like accessories you could have, or like even you could control what your upgrades were.
Like you had a speed stat that affected how fast the bar filled up. Like
Oh, that's cool.
shit like that.
Well, there's the same stat. I mean, existed even in the Super Nintendo games though, because Chrono
That's
Trigger
what I
had
mean.
that
Like
one.
this system is dated all the way. 10 was really the only one that was 100% turn based, and by that definition,
Yes, absolutely.
like it was the only one that didn't have a meter that filled up.
But 12 definitely did something a little different. I know that there was something different with 12. I'm trying to remember what it was.
you literally were running around as a character. You didn't go into random battles.
That- yeah.
The enemies were on the screen and you could move around. It was more like it was honestly like very MMO-esque.
Okay.
In one regard, it's actually not a bad battle system, but unfortunately, the gambit system in the game, once you get far enough, you can. I basically have a file. I farmed 3 ribbons, so I'm like immune to all the statuses in the game, which were all the danger. And then I set up gambits where my characters play themselves. All I have to do is hold forward, and my game plays itself, and my party
Oh.
cannot die. I'm way too overpowered.
Well, that sounds fun.
Yeah, that's kind of the fault of the system.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can tell you my least favorite fighting system in any Final Fantasy game.
15.
What's that?
Giving Donald Duck all my potions in Kingdom Hearts.
Why would you make that mistake?
Sora.
First step, take all of his potions. Second step, set his magic on defensive.
Yes.
I learned all that real quick.
Didn't we already talk about Donald and Goofy spitting on Sora?
Yes, we did.
They're like, "Fuck you, Sora." Riku's our
Give
dude
Goofy
now.
all your elixirs because he'll fucking save your life.
Sora.
I felt like I could add Kingdom Hearts to this because there's a lot of Final Fantasy
100%.
characters in it.
100%, yeah.
I agree with that.
I feel like you could probably talk
But,
about just
Mike,
about any Square game.
How
but-
can you like Kingdom Hearts and say FF15 has bad combat? It's
because I feel
literally
like
the better
it-
evolution of Kingdom
no,
Hearts.
I prefer Kingdom Hearts. I don't know why.
Oh well, solid argument.
Actually, I do not really care for Kingdom Hearts 3. Like just that entire game kind of.
No,
Nobody
that
does.
was a
Don't worry.
fucking disaster. There was way too many things you could do during,
Especially
that.
after waiting all those years.
A game can't take 15 years and then suck. It's just not.
That game literally was just trying to do fan service and nostalgia, and they didn't give a shit about the gameplay.
That would be like if Final Fantasy VII Remake sucked, and it didn't.
I hope I have that conclusion when I.
Because how long was fucking Final Fantasy VII like announced and before it came out? Like years.
Oh, the remake?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They still haven't finished it, so I'll
Right.
let you know.
Yeah, technically it's still not finished.
Touche.
I just really hope they're working on 8 now.
Yeah, right.
No, they're going to keep doing 7. Their plan was to do the whole thing.
Mike, he wasn't serious.
Oh.
Thank you.
No, I thought there was a report that said that they were thinking about doing that.
They remastered. No,
They'll never redo 8.
8
It
remaster
didn't have
came
enough
out. It
of
was
it.
just a texture, but it was just a.
Speaking of
resolution.
remastered, I'm actually really stoked to buy the Chrono Cross when it comes out for the Switch.
Oh hell yeah!
Me too, man. I already have it. I'm already building money towards it, I think.
I've never played Chrono Cross, so
You're lucky you're going to play this version because it's going to be a little more friendly because Chrono Cross is brutal.
I actually played Chrono Cross. I never played Chrono Trigger back in the day. I played Chrono Cross.
Don't worry. Unless I had to read it took me 3 hours to read like a fucking essay somebody wrote about connecting them to understand the real connection.
Oh,
They
yeah.
also had to release the game 45 times for anyone to know how they were connected.
I watched a 30-minute video on YouTube to figure out how they're connected.
And it probably wasn't even all the information. But don't worry about it. Chrono Cross, like, they're very different. And I think we can talk about these because we're kind of just talking about Squaresoft games at this point.
Yeah.
Or Square Enix, my bad.
Originally Squaresoft. It still counts.
Well, Enix was its own company as well.
I don't care.
Goddamn.
They made their own really popular fucking
Mike is
series.
angry. I don't give a fuck.
You wouldn't like Mike when he's angry.
You wouldn't like
No,
Yeah.
Mike still
We'll
said
talk
it
about Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. Oh, wait.
That's the same person.
Wait, Bruce Banner's Hulk?
At this point, it's the same person.
No one wants to see Bruce Banner, dude. They want the Hulk.
Everybody, Mike thinks he's Ryan Reynolds, but he's really just...
No, that's sad. That's not fair. Mike wants to marry Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
No, I'm unfortunately Richard
Mike
Carnes.
Mike wants to like skin
Richard
Ryan Reynolds and put his skin on. It's okay. Don't worry. He's harmless. I swear.
We have a Leatherface scenario going on.
Can we do a face-off thing? Can we do that?
I was swinging the chainsaw for that weird noise.
I imagine Leatherface sounds like Chewbacca when he does that.
Oh my god, Chewbacca's Leatherface.
I think Corey wasn't
Corey-
ready.
Corey checked
Corey-
out.
Corey, did you check out?
No, I wanted to make a joke about my favorite Enix game, but it was an Eidos game, not Enix.
Was it Marcus Phoenix? Gears of
Fighting
War?
Force.
Oh, Fighting Force.
Yeah. It was a really shitty PS1 game, but it was kind of fun.
Gears of War is trash. Anyway,
Unfortunately, Doug and I are the only ones here who have actually like played Chrono Trigger to its entirety. Doug's managed to get every single ending that it was involved in that game.
including the extra one with the Time Devourer ad in the DS only version that's now also on Steam.
That is kind of what I was referring to when
All
I said
those
that.
things.
Is Steam sponsoring us, Doug?
You've
said
Steam
Steam
maybe
a lot.
if
they should.
in my fucking wildest fantasies, Steam is sponsoring me to do anything.
We'll have to look into that.
I have given them so much money.
That is why when I said, Breath of the Wild did something that a lot of games have never done by letting you go straight to the boss and ending it. I was like, it's not the first time that's happened because, and I'm sure Chrono Trigger wasn't the first time that's happened either.
You can't do it in Chrono Trigger in your first playthrough. It has to be a New Game Plus. That's why it's quite a bit different. But there are other games like that. You're right.
Is a replay through in Chrono Trigger a new game?
Actually,
plus?
the first game that lets you go straight to the final boss is I think it's the original Zelda for the NES.
Oh, really?
That game is the closest to Breath of the Wild of any other Zelda. I wasn't lying when I told you that.
Corey, Chrono Trigger has like 15 different endings, and the only way you can
13.
unlock 13. The only way you can unlock them is by beating the game first, and then you're able to like. It's all depending on when you beat the game after that.
basically there's a bunch of flags you can trigger by doing certain story events that alter, and then if you go kill the final boss because you hadn't finished saving the rest of the history, like basically it alters how it ends. A lot of them are just fan servicey endings, but then there's a super secret ending where you actually teleport to a special room where the developers coded themselves into the game, and they just say thanks for playing and give you little bits of information and cool shit like that.
So it's the end of Ready Player One.
Yeah.
But
The movie
when that
made me cry, by the way.
I love one of my favorite movies of all time.
when that game came out though, like to have 13 different endings was like that was not a common thing.
Oh yeah. So it's like Corey, it's like Silent Hill 2 when you find out the dog was behind all of that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, in the control room.
Oh my god, that's such a great ending. Like,
That's
Silent Hill,
crazy.
the comedy ending of Silent, like the first one was
Yeah.
aliens, the
Yeah.
second one was dog.
Oh, those are the canon endings.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Holy shit, I just realized Doug put final in quotations.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because clearly with 15 of them, it's never been the
You
final.
guys just noticed.
I was going to make that joke earlier, but by the time I was able to talk, it was too late.
Yeah, I never noticed it.
Holy shit. Dennis is Spider-Man. Oh, sorry. I had to quote It's Always Sunny.
Spooter, man.
And Ross is Superman
yeah.
or Batman.
Wait,
Huh?
Ross? No, isn't he the Aardvark?
No, don't you
Yeah,
remember the
the
episode where he
armadillo?
gets Batman's tux?
The
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Because Ross is Batman. She goes, well, he did manage to keep it a secret for a long time.
Damn.
Well, no, Corey, the reason I was trying to do a transition to a fun fact that we all know,
Okay.
but when you said my favorite Enix game, I said Marcus Phoenix Gears of War because John DiMaggio
Yeah.
voiced
yeah.
Waka, voices Bender,
Wow.
voice Marcus Phoenix.
I did not actually make that connection.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's what I tried to do, and
I
then we all
knew
started
he
talking,
did
I'm
those voices, but I didn't realize where you were going. Okay.
like- and
That's
he's
a good one.
And he's back for Futurama. Fuck yeah!
Yes,
Hell,
thank God.
he was always gonna be.
He
I
was
knew
always
he would.
gonna-
I thought it would be dragged out a lot longer.
Yeah. Nah, they know it. They knew like people want Ben. That was never going to be successful without John DiMaggio.
No, I don't think so either. Because even though Billy West is an amazing voice actor, people don't know his name nearly as much as they know John DiMaggio's.
Which is crazy because Billy West is literally the greatest living voice actor alive.
Ab-
Not only is he
Absolutely.
the greatest of all time, he's been in 10 times more than John DiMaggio. is.
And not just that, but he's like John. It's like there's like fucking Katie Seagal, John DiMaggio, then Billy West is the rest of the characters.
Yeah.
Everybody else.
Except Phil Lamar. Let's give
yeah,
Phil Lamar
yeah.
credit.
What does he do? Who's he?
He's Hermes.
Dude. Yeah,
Oh, that's Hermes.
I always wanted to be a bureaucrat.
God damn it!
God.
Phil Lamar from Mad TV, man.
Matt TV. But yeah, Mike, that whole like multiple endings thing, it really wasn't as exclusive to Chrono Trigger as you think. We just didn't get a lot of the games back then. Japan didn't release them outside of Japan. But for us, that was pretty revolutionary. So you are right on that. It's just not as...
I've always said that game was ahead of its time. No pun intended.
It was, but for a lot of... There's a lot of reasons why it was. That's like being able to walk diagonally and freely of a grid.
Game changer.
There's a specific little game called Final Fantasy VI that was made at the exact same time that might look almost identical, but yet you couldn't walk diagonally or in a
Up,
circle.
down, left,
or
and right.
You had to load random battles. They didn't just happen organically on the screen. Like it changed fucking games forever. And hey, in the remasters of Final Fantasy 1 through 6, guess what you can do now? Walk diagonally.
Holy shit!
Which changes nothing because they're built around a grid, but
Well, Corey, that's like that's probably our aging millennial coming out, but I still love tank controls for the old Resident Evil games.
Me too.
They're terrible, but
That and the fixed cameras give it such a scare element that games just
Yeah.
don't have now.
yeah.
yeah, right.
yeah, well, when you can manipulate the camera to see around a corner before your character should be able to see around a corner, it kind of takes away the
It
surprise.
does. You're right. I love the old games because you just hear a noise and you're like, wait, do I even go forward to change the camera right now?
You're so scared to change the camera.
Is
Yeah.
that a zombie or is that just the fucking fuzzy on my TV getting a little worse?
Is that a typewriter?
Or is it a goddamn liquor?
Hey, Mike made a Resident Evil reference.
Is that a
He
type?
did.
Mike, I'm so proud of you.
I watched my brother play it. Kind of like how you watched Corey play Zelda, and that's why you hate it for some weird
Well, we
reason.
also
Fucking
watched each other
hate
play
it.
a lot of Resident Evil.
I have this feeling that if Adrian sat down and played a couple specific Zeldas, he might change his tune now if he
Hate
looked at
it.
them with the right eyes.
No, I don't really hate it. I like Ocarina of Time. I played a little bit of Majora's Mask, and I played Breath of the Wild, and I enjoy those. I just sniffed into the microphone.
It's staying in
It's staying in.
because it was after you talking shit on Zelda, so we're gonna be the actually guy. No.
Hey, I'm Spider-Man.
What is with the big ass fucking swords in all these Final Fantasy games?
They do like to
I mean-
overcompensate.
Who the fuck doesn't like a massive sword?
Like fucking Cloud's Buster Sword. Come
The
on.
Buster
Listen, it's
Sword.
not always about the size of the sword.
Dude, Sephiroth's sword was a 10-foot katana.
But
Do you
it
have any
wasn't
idea of what that
fucking
means?
They're trying to say Sephiroth has a big dick.
I mean,
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have much girth.
Sephiroth, if you didn't look at Sephiroth and think, damn, that's big dick money man right there, then you were just not
He
playing the same
definitely-
game.
He definitely has big dick energy.
He is the best villain, period.
Fun
Oh, for
fact,
sure.
That was going to originally be his name, Big Dick Money Man.
Yeah.
They had to cut it for some reason.
Time for Adrian's made up fun facts.
They call him Long Dick
That was his
Johnson
name in
because his
Japan.
dick is this long.
Wait, what was his name in Japan?
Long Dick Johnson.
The theme was just too long. Big Dick Money Man.
Big dick money man. Da, da, da.
Dun, 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 dun.
That would work.
Big Dick Money Man.
Big dick money man.
Plus, they couldn't fit in script the whole big dick, one-winged big dick money man.
That's what she said.
Yeah,
Sephiroth stands for super enormous.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Fat with a P.
Oh, no.
So it's an acronym.
Super enormous fat hung. I
Yeah,
can't even.
it's
okay.
it's an acronym, just much like Samus is an acronym.
Clouds is a chode
Samus
little.
is not an acronym.
It was another callback to the Zelda episode.
Yeah, and I'm still talking shit on you
You're the
Remember-
one that started the acronym.
because I was lying. I always try to make acronyms out of. words.
Remember how Cloud was just like a lowly infantryman?
You mean no? He was soldier first class. Didn't you hear
Yeah,
what he said?
nah, that fucking liar.
He was a grunt.
That's why I said his name was like chode little.
Yeah, Zach Wild.
all about his
was
small
like the
dick.
fuck-
Wait, was his name Zach Wild?
No, it's just Zach.
Because his friend was Zach, right? That gave him the Buster Sword.
Zach was Cloud. Almost all of Cloud's memories were Zach's memories.
Right. I was like, wait, did they really name him Zach Wild?
Dude, that's wild.
Because that's awesome.
Japan does love its like classic rock references. Honestly, that's probably the one place where metal, like death metal and rock and roll, are the most alive and strong today. Is somewhere in Asia.
That's still thriving over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that song go at the beginning of Final Fantasy X?
I just think it's better without words.
I think it's better without words too. It makes it.
Yeah, I can't help that I know that I don't.
Oh,
you
God
give
damn
up
you,
on
Doug,
it.
knowing things.
The other world, it needs you. Don't you give up on it. The
Forget
other world
about
deserves
me.
you.
Wait, Gore, I think you went with a different.
Oh, did I?
Was that the Final Fantasy X theme? Don't you?
Speaking of songs from Final Fantasy X, Jesus, the opening theme song to Xanarkin is so
Oh, it's
emotional.
so good. It's so good. Expect when they play it at the end too. Like when Titus like disappears through Yuna and they play "Don't You Forget About That." I thought that was a weird choice.
Thank you,
It
Simple
was-
Minds, for sponsoring us and letting us use the rights to your music.
You don't need fair use rights for covers, Mike.
I know.
My version is better anyway. Let's be real.
Yeah, no, Final Fantasy X soundtrack slaps.
Yeah.
You guys might be, but I'm not a type of person to just sit there and listen to video game music.
Oh,
But
I do.
Oh, I do.
I would listen to that in the background, like while I'm doing something.
Just
Oh,
Final,
yeah,
Final
hell yeah.
Fantasy in general, like Square knows how to do a soundtrack to a game.
Nobuo Uematsu knows how to do a soundtrack. He is a freelance worker. He is not a Square
Well,
employee.
he does an amazing job.
He is not associated in any way with Square.
Yeah. Did you know he learned to make music all on his own? He was never trained, never went to school for
That's
it
impressive.
or anything. He
That's
just
impressive.
taught himself.
Jesus Christ!
Good for him.
Oh, we're getting into
We're
music.
talking about Final Fantasy, Corey. Music's coming up, and you got to deal with it.
Literally, their whole like one of the biggest reasons that Chrono Trigger is my favorite
Good
game is
for
because of that soundtrack. Like they know, or he knows how to like bring the right sound
Don't
to the
fucking give
moments.
credit to Square for his.
I apologize.
fucking-
Fuck you, Square.
Oh,
There we go.
soundtracks.
You're right. The soundtracks to all the Resident Evil suck dick. Anyway,
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I would argue that point. There's not really much going on.
It's
There's not
probably
really
like
a
just
sound.
eerie noises.
Although the first time you see Nemesis is cool. It goes, "Oh, oh."
who let the dogs out?
That song wasn't even out when Nemesis got, who let the dogs?
Wait, guys. That song came out before They Make It did Square, right? That song?
Holy fuck. No, it's probably that guy that Doug mentioned that I can't remember his name.
You know Naboe Uematsu's his
Takedo
name.
Waititi?
Don't be a bitch.
Yeah, David Bowie.
Dude, if David Bowie was all three Baja Men, didn't you know?
Holy shit.
Was he also all three Hanson brothers?
No, because
Oh.
they suck.
No, he's only 2 of the 3. The Baja Men also suck.
Yeah, hold on. The way you said that implies that the Baja Men are awesome.
I'm glad somebody caught that.
Wait, somebody name a song other than Who Let the Dogs Out by them. Go.
Let the dogs out.
Yeah, who?
We eat fish tacos.
Wait, is that a song by them?
Nope. But you said the word Baja, and all I thought of was fish tacos.
Blast.
Live
yeah.
Moss, my
Baja
friends.
Blast.
Oh,
They
yeah.
have a song called "Take a Chance." Motion repeat.
Mike, you couldn't name that without looking it up.
I know.
Mike, that is
I Googled
now
it.
on your
Take a
Google
chance to
forever.
let the dogs out.
That's true.
That is now on Mike's Google forever.
Literally, Baja Men songs.
Don't you take a chance on me.
What the fuck is happening? This is the worst mashup ever.
Who let the dogs out?
Why are we talking about the Baja Men?
Wow, Baja Men, they're getting the fucking spotlight here.
All right.
Hey, this is
I
the
just-
most spotlight they've gotten since the early 2000s.
Not to derail us too hard, but how badass would it have been if when fucking Nemesis blew through when Mr. in the Resident Evil 2 remake, when Mr. X blew through the wall, who let the dogs out just growl.
Who let the dogs?
Guys, that's an easy mashup to make a video of.
Let the dogs out.
We could
And
definitely
then
make
you
that
just
happen.
need a super cut of him fucking killing the player over and over again.
I like you looking up on YouTube. I like watching just the mod videos that make Mr. X different things.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking funny.
What? It would have been better if it would have been like, X gonna give it to you.
Be like fucking.
There is a mod where
Open up the
every
door
time,
trail.
there's a mod online for every time Mr. X is in the room, it plays that song.
Dun, 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 dun. And it gets louder the closer he gets to
I've
you.
watched the videos.
And then Leon's just like, fuck.
People want to fight me, fight these tears. I've been doing this for 19 years. Go, I'm getting busy with it.
R.I.P. DMX.
This podcast episode has literally just become us making a bunch of dog noises.
Yeah, I feel like we were talking about something at some point.
I can't help it. We are talking about something.
Yeah, there was a. Okay, yeah, I think there was a nugget of a point.
Dude, we talked about Mountain Dew longer than this on the Zelda episode. Let's be real here.
We were talking about
We already
Roman
mentioned
numerals.
Mountain Dew in this episode.
I know. It's a video game episode. If we don't mention Mountain Dew at least once.
This episode
That's
is brought to
true.
you by Mountain Dew and Cloud. I mean Steam. I said Cloud.
Steam is like a cloud, which
No, it's
Cloud
not.
is in Final
That
Fantasy.
was Chode Little.
Hey,
We're
Cloud
back.
Final Fantasy. I'm sick. I'm
Did
sick,
I
guys.
send you that picture of the two white peacocks fighting that somebody
Yeah,
drew
it looks
multiple
like-
images of it morphed into a Final Fantasy cover?
It was so
Oh
perfect.
yeah. That was
It
beautiful.
really did look like that. Yeah,
Oh my god.
I don't think I saw that.
people's imagination, just the way it fucking works, boggles my mind.
So obviously you guys are interested in like themes, like movie themes, TV, like the theme. You want it to mean something. You don't like empty shit, especially you, Adrian.
The theme song or like the theme of the game?
No, like the theme, like the
Oh.
theme of the story, the theme,
Oh,
the
yeah, yeah.
underlying themes.
Are you about to
You're
explain what
probably-
the logo is about?
No.
Oh, damn it!
Those logos are
The
just pretty artwork.
underlying
Like they don't really
themes.
have any.
So there's no meaning to those logos whatsoever.
They're just they're generally characters from the game.
This is
Or-
bullshit.
Like FF10 had Bahamut on the cover, but I know you probably more than anyone cares most about like meaningful story, meaningfulness in like a story. I think Adrian's the biggest critic about that shit here, period. And you guys can disagree, but you're wrong.
I've been known to do some reviews.
Where do you do this?
Magic Miken.
Oh,
Wait, is that right? Is that right?
Miken's nostalgia.
Miken's. I totally support him. I do.
Wait,
Make
what?
your reviews. You can see my
Mike,
reviews
you
at
do
Bake Reviews on
Twitch?
YouTube.
Oh, is that what
Holy
we're talking about?
No, Mike,
How
I
many
did.
followers do you have? Because I never follow.
You son of a bitch.
I think
You're such a dick. Never listen to our episodes. Never download it.
Hey, I listened to like 10 minutes of the most recent episode, okay?
worst
that's good.
podcast mate ever.
On the Buzzsprout site, so that's not a download.
Oh my god.
No, Mike, I was enjoying Chrono Trigger when you were playing it, but then I don't think you play it anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually was having too much fun doing that.
What do you mean too much fun?
That's what you're supposed to do.
I know. I just mean like
Yeah, your streamer, like your viewers want you to be miserable.
You mean you were too focused and you weren't paying attention to the
28.
audience?
I have 28 followers.
What's up, Jacksepticeye?
Noise.
That's twice as many as I have.
Hey, man, you have 9 more than me, and I haven't streamed in 3 years.
Top of the morning to you.
My last stream was 8 days ago.
Yeah, but I don't know what I was saying. Baker reviews.
But yeah, but back to themes and whatnot.
Yeah,
'cause
that was it. When we have a lull, I just say Baker reviews.
I'm gonna edit out every plug in this episode, so
Do it.
just for fun.
Fucking do it.
I'm not. I won't.
I'm
Fucking do it.
I'm sick.
Please excuse Adrian. He's very sick.
So, themes.
Uh-huh.
Is that why FF10 is your favorite? Is it because of the underlying themes, or is it just like the first one you played? Let's start with you, Adrian. Yeah, why is 10 your favorite? What is
Well,
it?
definitely not the first one I played.
Well,
I don't-
regale us with the tale.
So there I was. What year did it come out? 2001?
Something like that.
Yeah, there I
I
was, an
think the
11-year-old
first one was
boy.
21, yeah.
No, but
I bought it used at EB Games. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
EB.
Yep. Canada still has electronics boutique, so any Canadian listeners, we used to have that before GameStop took over.
And you know what? I'm a little bit jealous. I liked EB more.
Yeah, they were way better.
Now GameStop is going under.
No, it's not.
yeah, best I can do is $1. I just bought this for 60.
Oh, you're right. 70 cents.
In store credit.
Thanks for
bitch.
reminding me. I
No,
thought you paid 65.
Yeah, there's just a lot of reasons I like it. The first thing, obviously, like with it implementing the voice acting, just to me, that added something new to the series. I like that the story is told through Titus's point of view, like he narrates. I was really I feel like he's our like surrogate into the world of Spear. Like we get to know the world alongside him, and that's really cool because he's like just as lost as we are. Where like you go into Final Fantasy 7 or 8, or they already know the world they're in. Like Titus has no idea what he's doing, and I just I think that's a really cool way to introduce the character.
Yeah, I kind of always like stories that bring you up to speed and then continue. Like it's not like already over. Like obviously because he couldn't be telling it if it was already over.
Fair enough.
Spoiler for a fucking 25, 30, how old ever? 25-year-old, 20-year-old game, 21-year-old game. It's old enough to drink.
Guys, it's old.
It's old. We're old. Yeah, like I
old,
said,
PS2 came out in the 90s.
like holy shit. Like I said before with Cloud and I almost said Sephiroth, Squall. Sephiroth, big dick money man. Titus doesn't start as a badass, which I like. Like he is whiny and he needs to mature throughout the game. He's not just like Corey said, like a one-note badass. He's just a kid that's introduced into this world. So I love his development. I love his strained relationship with his dad because I can relate to that.
Can't we all?
Daddy wasn't there. But yeah, I love the strained relationship, and I love finding out throughout the game that his dad was kind of a dick, but he was doing this to protect his kid, and he had Titus's best interest at heart, and he loved him.
Which we can't.
Well, maybe not at the beginning.
Not at the beginning.
He definitely went that route.
He did. He cared about him in his own fucked up way. He said he was proud of him, which got me all emotional. They high-fived at the end. That was cool.
Which we can't relate to.
I
Yeah,
can't either.
So go high five your dad right now if you talk to him or if he's alive. That was really dark. I'm sorry. But
Why is that dark? You're talking to our audience.
And then I love
I think we all have a dark backstory at this point with our father.
We're all like Batman. And then lastly, I just love how aside from aside
I'm actually Batman.
Mine are yours. Anyway.
Oh God.
And then lastly, I love in this game I love in this game how more than any like aeons are like central to the story. Like in other games they were just like something you could summon. In this game like they are like what you need to stop sin and to get to the calm. There's just a lot of things I liked about it. And Orin's a badass.
True.
and Waka, fucking Waka. The best character in Final Fantasy. Up there with Red 13.
I actually love Waka's character development because he goes from like this xenophobic racist type,
He absolutely does.
Totally changing his tune and realizing
I hate that
he's a
bad.
fucking idiot.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about the religious undertones, like the Albed.
I mean, that whole game is about the religion thing. Like,
oh, it is.
I think you're okay to talk about
sin, pilgrimage,
the summoner.
Like, there's nothing wrong with talking about religion. It's just the way you frame it.
Stay away from the summoner.
Stay away from the summoner.
You're a bad man.
Yuna, come play with us.
Hey, brother.
Don't get any ideas, huh?
Oh my goodness
But
gracious.
take it from us, guys. We're not talking about one specific Final Fantasy game here.
Did everybody hit on Lulu when they got the chance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On my first playthrough.
Of course.
You saw how she was dressed,
You're more
right?
my type, Lulu.
You're more. She's like, I'll have to keep that in mind.
I hit on Lulu, and then I took the game case into the bathroom for a few minutes.
13-year-old me was in love.
Wait, I'm confused. Why? Oh, I get it. I thought you were taking a shit and you wanted to read something.
Let's be honest, Lulu looked obviously the more tempting.
See, back
between
in the day,
two.
kids, we didn't have cell phones with.
Why
articles
was it
on
when
them?
I was a teenager that something about girls dressed in all black with black makeup and black belts was suddenly a thing? What could I trace this back to, guys?
90s, early 2000s?
Yeah. So, did you guys, Doug? Did you know about the original story for Final Fantasy X? What it was originally going to be?
Maybe not.
So, an early premise from what I read was the game was going to revolve around a deadly disease spreading, huh?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and Yuna was gonna be a nurse, and Yevon was gonna be like a Red Cross organization. And then the plot twist at the end of the game was that the treatment they were giving people was killing them.
Yeah, you were actually the villain.
Yeah, you're actually the villain the whole time.
So it was Resident Evil with is turn-based Resident Evil?
Sort of.
Yeah.
And we have to edit that out because Spotify.
We were fine with what I said until you mentioned the word.
Yeah, Spotify. There's this. I follow a channel on YouTube that you might have heard of. I don't know, the Game Grumps. They got like 7 million followers. Really popular. Yeah, Aaron Hansen, Dan Avidan, they're great. Their joke was to avoid those getting taken down. They called it the Backstreet Boys reunion tour during the entirety of it. So they were always talking about, and it's really easy, and you can get tickets to the show without even knowing. So you got to be careful about giving your tickets away. Somebody don't even want tickets.
That's
and they're
fucking
just
brilliant.
Giving them away for free.
The only hole in that is nobody doesn't want Backstreet Boys tickets.
Did you guys hear? Actually, did you guys hear just recently the Backstreet Boys started their tour again?
Huh.
And I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm not. Anyway,
Is it a different brand of the Backstreet Boys?
no.
No, they're back, all right?
You're saying
Yeah.
band wrong, Mike.
The Backstreet Band? No, that's a very different group. You don't want to go back there.
The Berenstain Bears. When are we going to do an episode on the Berenstain Bears?
Episode 6282.
If we ever
Don't-
get there.
Don't ever fucking say something like that.
If
Mike.
we ever get there, we're going to be like 80. Like, guys, you know what episode it is, right?
Shit, here.
Clearly, it's the Berenstein Bears.
We're gonna be like,
Hey, Doug,
What?
have you played that? Doug, have you played that Final Fantasy VII remake yet?
I haven't gotten around to it.
I really hope by episode 6782 that you've you played the Final Fantasy VII remake.
He's
We'll
like,
get around to it.
Doug's like, no, I just played Final Fantasy 83, but I haven't played the 7 remake yet.
I'm so afraid
I'm afraid I'm not
live
gonna
up.
like it.
It's not gonna live up. I can't do it. Oh.
The worst. Hold on. The worst part. The worst part of it is going to be he's going to like. I still don't want any spoilers.
Right.
It'll be 7 years from now. He's like, don't tell me about the game.
Like, God damn it, Doug, can we talk
if it's
about
15 years from now. If I haven't been able to get through that game and you spoil it for me, I will execute.
If it's 15 years from now and you haven't finished that game, you're off the podcast.
Yeah, that's
I just don't believe in this podcast enough.
You don't have the dedication required.
I'm your host, Doug, and I don't give a fuck about this podcast. How you guys doing?
Strongly disagree.
Welcome to Culture Shocked and fuck this podcast.
Strongly
Go
disagree.
fuck yourselves, Los Angeles, or whatever he says.
I'm in Corey's boat on that one.
He'll read anything you put on the telephone.
God damn it, guys. How many times have I told you?
But yeah, back to themes.
Yeah.
Corey, why did you like 8 so much? What was it that stood out to you?
I honestly can't even tell you what it is that
Was
I
it just
liked
the
so much about
age? Was it no? It probably wasn't the first you played, was it?
No. I played all the old side
Oh, okay.
up and down scrollers way before I played 8. If I had to pick a reason 8 is my favorite, I think I just like the dark, how it's kind of a darker tone to that one. It's like very machine. Everything is very like mechanicalized. Like everything you fight is like half robot, and it focused a little more
in the first half.
But it focused a little more on, I didn't hate the stupid card game that you can play with people. I actually played that for hours at some points.
I think the one in 9 was a little better made, but the one in 8 was okay.
Yeah, it was no Gwent, but it was okay.
Oh, jeez, Gwen.
There's no Blitzball.
There's no that's right. It was no fucking Blitzball. Yeah, the second half of Final Fantasy VIII is just fighting that goddamn sorceress. Well,
anyway,
all of
continue,
them.
Corey.
There really is no specific. I can't really pinpoint an exact reason it's my favorite. I think I just like the cast of characters the most in 8, other than 10. Is honestly what it is.
The Squall and Cypher rivalries, great throughout the game.
That's great, and
it kind of gives me like the Sora Riku vibes, where like at the beginning they were kind of on the same side, and then his mind gets like manipulated.
But the Cypher and Riku were both stronger than who you were.
Oh,
for
absolutely,
a long period of time.
Yeah, Cypher was a badass.
I also I kind of like the whole. Every once in a while, you like pass out and you go to those dream sequences.
Oh yeah,
I kind of like that. It kind of broke up the monotony of the game a little bit.
You become that Laguna guy or whatever his name was,
which was technically taking part in the past, sort of.
Yeah, that game was all fucked up with its timeline.
So, have you ever heard of the crazy fan theory about that game story?
I doubt it.
I almost believe. So, do you know when you're plotting the assassination of Ultimecia, but it fails and she fucking literally impales Squall with an icicle like this fucking big around right through the chest?
At the end of the second disc, I think?
Yeah, it was like about halfway through the game, but she like fucking literally.
Technically, it was in his shoulder.
But it was like this fucking.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was.
The fan theory is he actually died, and because the rest of the game aliens start showing up, but the rest of the game was like that fucking visions you see right before like death, that was just
bad theory.
Yeah, so he actually died and everything failed, and she like won, but in his mind, like in the last seconds, he got to see a happy ending as he was dying.
Yeah, the second half of that game is definitely more like fantastical.
Aliens running the fucking garden.
Aliens. Yeah, the first half felt pretty grounded. I mean, for what that world is, you still have a flying fucking garden city.
It is incredibly grounded, honestly. But
it was.
Other than, like the giant mechanical spider, but it was all like it was all like industrial and like realistic in that sense. Like obviously there was like guardian forces and shit and whatnot, but it got really fucking wild in the second half. Time traveling sorceresses that were like collapsing time and space, and
it got confusing as fuck.
The final dungeon lies outside time and space.
And even though the leveling up system is kind of complicated in that game, I actually kind of enjoy it. I like it. It gives you, it puts a whole new element to the game. It actually makes you think about your leveling up.
Didn't you have a story where like you didn't level up the whole time, so you kept getting your ass kicked or something?
No. It's the opposite. I grind. Okay, so there's this. When you go to the other school, partway through the game, there's this ice skating rink, and it's one of the best grind spots I've ever seen in a game. And I stood there for like 3 hours just getting my characters fucking strong.
Right.
But I didn't. The game doesn't tell you that enemies scale. Like there's break points every so many levels. It basically makes the game harder, without you knowing.
Yeah.
So there's a boss. You confront Ultimisi and Cypher there, and the boss fight is against Cypher.
Yep.
So those hours of grinding didn't actually make me stronger. They gave me levels, so I had like more HP and shit, but my like strength and shit didn't go up because that's all done through the junctioning system.
Yep.
And I didn't get any more powerful magic. I just got levels. So all I did was make Cypher impossible. I shit you not. There was in that game when you went to summon a guard, to use one of the summons, it actually brought up their health bar instead of yours, and they could hit that. But if they killed it before the bar emptied and like actually cast the spell, it just didn't summon.
Oh, okay.
But you basically had a shield of their health in place of yours. I set all 3 of my guys to summon something because I was planning to absorb an ultimate because it was Cypher's turn. Right. And instead of one ultimate, so you're locked in. My choices were made. I was going to summon these things. Cypher ultimated once, then twice. All the summons died. Then he did it a 3rd time, then a 4th time, then a 5th time. And I couldn't do anything but watch because it wasn't my turn again yet. And everybody was dead. And I tried that 30 fucking times.
Wow. I think we'll let Cypher go again.
I made him so strong. His speed stat was so high that he just got to go that many times.
Wow.
In a row.
Yeah, that was like like Final Fantasy X. Obviously, it works a lot better because the enemies don't scale with you. But in Final Fantasy X, you can there's that one like cheese point where you like when you're on the boat and the Sin's fin comes up and he keeps shooting Sin spawn.
Yeah.
Like, if you never attack Sin's fin, you can just get, like, unlimited experience points if you just keep killing the Sin spawn. And you can move up, like, 30 levels on the sphere grid. Like, one time
you do it forever.
And in Final Fantasy X, that's good.
That's a good thing in that game.
Yeah, that's why it's dangerous, though, because they don't explain any of this shit. So, like, everything you've ever known, if you play, like, those kind of games, it fucking basically prepared you to fail. Like, that's why I was, like, 30 hours deep and had to start from it. In 10 hours, I got further than I was in 30 because I avoided leveling up almost altogether. I played the card game to get like end game magic early on. So I was like level 10, like 15 when I beat the game, but I could I could do 9,999 damage with every hit. That's the most broken game in existence for making yourself broken overpowered. Like no other Final Fantasy comes close. That's why that game's still fun, even though it's a total mess. Because it's a mess, it's super fun. I honestly don't think I would have enjoyed it as much had it been just like a standard experience, because I'm honestly not I kind of don't like the story in that game very much, because it's kind of like all over the fucking place.
Yeah, the story is the weakest part of that game.
Yeah, but the gameplay was fun.
It was, yeah.
I will give it that. It was just convoluted as all hell.
Plus, you could drive around little cars.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. On the open map.
When I tried to play that game as a kid, I got lost. I didn't know where I was supposed to drive to at the beginning, and ended up driving the wrong way and just never got past that. I had no idea where to go. It made no sense. So why do you like 9?
The cartoony nature of it. I like how it went back to like the more animated feel.
The more lighthearted, high fantasy, Lord of the Rings.
Like my favorite protagonist of all time, Zidane. He's just fun. He's whimsical, and he's more of a lighthearted character.
He's smart. He's cunning.
Yeah,
he's a piece of shit.
I really need to play these games.
You know, the more we're talking about this, I might be putting 9 above 8 a little bit here, because I'm starting to remember like all the things I liked about 9 and 8. You asked me why I liked it, and I'm like, I don't remember why I liked it so much.
That's why I like to ask questions like that, because sometimes people like cling on to like these, oh, I love this thing, but wait, maybe I don't love it as much as I thought.
I haven't played 8 in a very long time.
Exactly.
Yeah, what about Mike?
I don't know, I was just patiently waiting because you guys were talking about the games that you loved and everything, and I had nothing to really add to it.
Mike's favorite Final Fantasy game is Chrono Trigger.
My favorite Final Fantasy is Chrono Trigger.
The reason, because we all said why we love 10 so much in our video game episode, but the reason I love 12 as much as I do is like the story to me is really well thought out, and I love how it progresses. It feels very Star Wars-y to me.
It is.
I love that.
Maybe I need to play 12.
It's almost exactly Star Wars.
I love that you're not like you're not really a hero at the beginning. Well, aside from that very beginning part where you're a character that you don't end up being.
Captain Vosh von Ronsenberg of Dalmasca. Come
Yeah.
on, man.
But I love that you're actually like you're a thief. You're not really a good guy.
Well, Balthier's a thief. You're just
Yeah,
kinda
but
like,
well, Vaughn's a thief too, but not. He's kind of like
So like Final Fantasy IX, you're trying to kidnap the princess. You're a thief.
No. He's like he steals from the rich and gives to the poor, kind of thing. Like he's Robin
Oh.
Hood,
Yeah.
sort of.
Vaughn?
It's kind of like he has a brother, right? Vaughn has a brother.
Vaughn's older brother he hates
Ron.
Their parents were very unimaginative.
He hates Captain Bosch because his brother was a soldier under Bosch, and Vaughn was not a thief.
If you literally look up the description of the game, it says Vaughn's a thief.
Like, he's a really bad one. Then.
He's a really bad one.
Well, because he works for like that. He works for that one guy that's like super shady. I can't remember his name off the top of my head now.
He's just like a merchant dude.
Eminem.
He's not really shady.
He's
he like, pays you to kill,
shady.
He pays you to kill like sewer rats and shit because they're bugging people.
Marshall Mathers.
Uh,
I just keep saying Eminem.
I mean, maybe Vaughn was a thief. I don't.
No, Balthier and Fran were definitely like more of the thieves in the story. But
Yeah, they were there to rob the fucking palace. That's how they met.
Riku
but-
was the thief.
Yeah.
Well, even that scene when he's like, "Oh, I got it." He's like, "It's mine. You can't take it." And he's like, "Well, it's about to be mine." Like one of those things. Like, because I'm pretty sure Vaughn stole something first, and
I think
Balthier was going to steal it
He
from
definitely
him.
found something. I can't remember if he was there to steal. I don't think he was there to steal shit. I think he was there because he wanted like revenge, but I can't remember exactly. It's been a while. But you could be right.
I plan to revisit it here very soon because thinking about the game has made me really want to play it.
Has anyone else played 12 or just me and Mike?
I played it.
All right.
I have not.
If you're gonna play it, play the Zodiac Age remake. It's just better in every way.
Oh, it's the same game, just like redone.
Yeah, well, with a bunch of quality of life improvements,
Okay.
like the ability to re-fucking spec your character if you don't like the fucking choice you make. Because in the original, you have 12 choices and it's permanent, but now it's like, wait, no, like try them out, have a little fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I definitely like to play it.
It's cool.
It's cute.
Don't do what I did. Don't accidentally make your game play itself, because then you lose interest.
Yeah, oh yeah, like you have your setup.
They presented me the opportunity, and I broke the system. I can't stop myself. That's why.
As my brother used to always try to say, I was cheating at a certain game. I was like, if it wasn't in the game, or if it's in the game, it's not cheating.
Yeah, people that say it's cheating are just whatever their opinion of video games are makes no sense to me.
Like people that jump backwards up the stairs in Super Mario 64 and get right to the end.
You can only do that on the original version. It was patched out in later versions.
Bastards.
Unfortunately, and it's called BLJ, backwards long
You could
jump.
just
and
you
it
could just sit
uses
there for
reverse
15 minutes in
acceleration.
Far Cry 4 and end the game.
Oh
right away.
yeah.
Every Far Cry is like that, though. If you just don't do anything, the villain's like, "Whatever, fuck you," and that's that.
And he actually ends up being a pretty nice dude.
He ends up being
Yeah.
a nice dude, takes you to your mom's grave, and then you're friends.
Yeah.
You and Pagan Min are like best friends.
Like what the fuck? I just paid
When
$60
he
for
leaves
this.
at the beginning, he says, "I have to go do something." If you just wait 15 minutes, he like becomes your buddy, and the game ends.
You're supposed to leave.
Far Cry 3, the guy just come back and kills you, and you get an ending.
I played Far Cry 5, and is that the same way?
They all have something like that.
Yeah,
just
if you don't
literally nothing.
arrest him at the beginning, something happens. I don't remember what it is.
Yeah, I played at the beginning of Far Cry 5 too.
Far Cry 3. Yeah, that's badass. Is that with Voss?
Yeah,
Nacho
crazy.
from Better Call Saul?
Yes,
yeah, it looks just like him too.
He does. Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like that. They all have like that secret opening
Well,
ending.
the newest Far Cry has
Juan Carlo Esposito.
Yeah.
as the main villain.
Any final thoughts on Final Fantasy games?
That was a complicated sentence.
Final thoughts on Final Fantasies.
Will our final thoughts be as final as the fantasies?
Well, I guess I'm gonna do Adrian's job here and include the one last fun fact for this episode.
Do it.
Doug's actual fun facts. Woo! Wah, wah.
I'm sick, guys.
It just makes more sense for Doug to do the fun facts anyway. And that's all the time we have here.
That's his phone telling him get the fuck off the podcast.
Yeah, it is. But the fun fact is, Final Fantasy was named Final Fantasy because the Squaresoft was failing. They were out of money. They were going to close down. Nothing they made sold. Then they made Final Fantasy as their last foray into gaming,
It was
and
literally their Final Fantasy.
sold so well that the company has never stopped making them, and it's still going strong as one of the colossal powerhouses in the industry.
And I'll probably keep playing them.
Yeah,
And
me
I
too.
will too. But any last final thoughts?
Yeah, I
Gotta
have
be
one.
quick. Wrap it up quick.
Final Fantasy is awesome.
Okay.
Good closing argument.
I'm going to elaborate on that. I'll say Final Fantasy. It's cute.
I'm going to say it's fucking awesome.
Final Fantasy is a misbegotten adventure full of wonderful,
Oh, here
wondrous
goes this
things,
guy.
fantastical music,
Pretentious.
and lovable characters. And that I am. And with that, that's going to bring us to the end of the show.
Keep it simple,
Thanks for
stupid.
joining us again this week. Shut the fuck up. I'm closing. And that's going to bring us
Who
to
let
the end of the
dogs
show.
out?
I'm going to mute you guys and finish this up. And that's going to bring us to the end of the show. Thanks for joining us again this week. If you liked what you heard, why not consider subscribing wherever you like your podcasts? And join us next week as we talk about whatever the hell we want. From all of us at Culture Shock, thanks for listening.